Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to understand the concept of method overriding. Uh, you know, at the beginning of the object-oriented programming sessions, we saw the methods, concept of methods and method overloading. We have another concept which is called as method overriding. Okay, and again, this is a frequently asked interview question that what is the difference in between method overloading and overriding, and explain it with details and stuff like that. So method overloading we have already seen. Inside a class, we can have methods with the same name as long as they distinguish in terms of the arguments, either by the number of arguments or the data type of the arguments or the order of the arguments. Somehow they differ. They should differ. Okay. This is the concept of method overloading. Now for overriding, I had told you that we will understand this concept when we'll learn the inheritance. So let us learn it today through an example. Let us create a class called as an animal class. So let us say animal, and inside the animal class I'm going to simply call a method called as a public void, and who am I? It's simply going to print in the console that I am an animal. Okay, and that's it. Let's create another class that extends from animal class. Let's call it as dog, and the dog extends animal. The subclass and superclass, they should have is a relationship. Dog is an animal, so we have an is a relationship over here. So we can do the inheritance, dog extends animal, and over here also I'm going to create the same method. Let me just copy and use the same public void who am I, and in this case it's going to say I am a dog. Okay, and let's create another class with name as cat, and cat also inherits from animal, so cat extends animal, and over here also I'm going to create the same method, public void who am I, and it's going to say I am a cat. Simple. We have three classes: animal class with a method, dog class with the same method but a different implementation, and cat class also has the same method but with a different implementation. Okay. Now let's create a class that has a main method. Let's call it as animal main, and let's select this public static void main checkbox. Now in this main method, let's create the object of dog class. So let's say dog d is equal to new dog, and let's call the method again d dot who am I, and let's create object of cat class also. So cat c is equal to new cat, and with the help of object c, let's call the method who am I. Simple, nothing new. A superclass to subclasses, and then we are creating the object of subclasses, calling the method. Only difference is who am I is common in between the parent and child. Superclass also has a who am I with the implementation as I am an animal. Subclass dog also has a method who am I, exact same access level, does not return anything, same name of the method, does not have any arguments, but only difference is the implementation. Cat also has the same method with a different implementation, and in the main class we are creating the object of dog and calling the method, creating the object of cat and calling the method. Now in this case, which code should get executed? For d dot who am I, should it execute the code from animal or execute the code from the dog or cat? Now for the object of dog, there is no question of the code from cat getting called. There is no relationship in between dog and cat in this case. But only confusion could be, will it execute it from animal or will it execute it from dog? If there was no method in the dog, then there is no question, it will automatically execute it from animal. Or there is no method in the animal, then it would automatically execute it from the dog class. But now as we have a conflict that a method is common in between a parent and a child, and when we create the object of a child, which method gets executed. So in all such cases, when a superclass and a subclass has the exact same method with the same name, same arguments, remember, same name, same arguments, then the method from the child class overrides the method from the parent class. What I want to say is the implementation from the child class overrides the implementation of the method from the parent class, and this is the concept of method overriding. Child overrides the parent. So over here, when we execute this code, the D is going to say I am a dog, not I am an animal, and C is going to say I am a cat. Simple concept of method overriding, where a same method, exact same name, exact same number of arguments is being shared in between a superclass and a subclass, or you can say in between a parent and a child class. And then when you create the object of child class and call that method, then the child or the subclass's implementation of that method overrides the parents. And that is the concept of method overriding. As simple as that. Remember the difference in between method overloading and overriding. Overloading happens when we have methods of same name in the same class, and they should differ in terms of arguments. And method overriding happens when we have same method common in between a parent and a child, or a superclass or a subclass, and then superclass's method is being overridden by the child class's method. Subclass overrides superclass. That is the concept of method overriding. So as simple as that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and in the next session I'll talk about more concepts regarding the inheritance.